Makes sense. Okay.
So, what are the topics? Because the only one that I can think of is that rumored cast announcement for Fantastic Four. Not many.
Yes, but there's two rumor casts.
Hey, Jimmy.
No. Actually, there's three rumor casts for
Oh my
Fantastic
God.
Four.
Great.
Hey, all right, Nate only. One of the three.
All right, so here I'm going to go in and I'm going to give you the option to click on my source so you can see. Let me make sure I share this to the screen.
Action. Hey, yeah, I see it now.
Now, the Human Torch actor reportedly revealed
Next one.
the direct.
Yeah. So, yep, from the that's the source. Again, these are all rumors, but this is the only one. This is what they've offered the role for Human Torch to this here Daniel Rickman.
Oh, interesting.
Where would you
Never
to
been.
be Human Torch?
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna
I
say,
never
Let's,
heard of the
let's be
guy,
honest.
but he could be Human Torch. I see him
Yeah, I
as
was about to
Ben
say,
Grimm.
yeah, they can. I can see him as Torch. Now the other people, I don't know if I'm the biggest fans of. They're trying to get Miley Kunis as a character.
hey,
I
I heard about her. I don't really see her as Invisible Woman. I really don't.
Well, there's that, and they got Margaret, basically the actor that plays Harley Quinn. They
yeah.
want to send, yeah, they want to grab her too. So,
Since we get,
She's a good actress. She's one of my favorites, but I don't see her as Sue Storm at
exactly,
all.
exactly. I mean, I'm so. I guess I'm typecasting her mentally with her. I mean, with her having a New York accent. I just don't. She can act. I just don't think that that's the part for her.
yeah. Like to me,
I see actors like I see them as they could be this character, but that doesn't mean they shouldn't be. If that makes some sense.
Hmm. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, they're going to. They could Invisible Woman or Bubble Woman. They could really end up doing something with that character. Biggest thing about this is it's cool to cast as the first two Human Torches. Look at how far we came. Each one of these actors have their pretty much have their own franchise at this point.
That's true. Yeah.
That's true. And if Barbie is successful, which it probably will be, Margot Robbie looks like she's gonna have another franchise on her hands if that movie is successful.
Yeah, I hope they pick somebody else. I'm gonna be honest with you. The rumor they might have more than one villain. Um,
Oh, women.
And this time, that's interesting.
yeah, so I don't
Oh,
they I don't want to see a reintroduction to Doctor Doom again.
oh, same here. I don't.
I don't mind that either.
if they can just have him already established, and whether or not he's there or make a slight appearance. Doctor Doom is important, but I just think it'd be really regressive if
Yeah,
if they do if we get that same intro again. So Galactus looks pretty cool,
yeah. And Tony Ben,
Yes.
and
I'm kind of iffy on him being galactic, but if we see set photos of him being galactic, if that's rumored to be true, then I'm like, okay, let's see what
Mhm.
you got, Mister Puss in Boots.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm happy to get somebody. I don't really see him being Galactus. I want more of a broader character to be Galactus. He's all. I mean, he could. He'll probably be. One moment.
uh, but yeah,
Like he was saying, it would be interesting to see Antonio Banderas, but
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I know Marvel usually likes to pick actors who are not really well known. Like Chris Evans, he was known, but he wasn't as known um, until the Fantastic Four, the 2005 movie, and the 2007 sequel.
Yeah.
And that,
He hasn't become he. But before that movie, he wasn't like a household name. Even with the Fantastic Four movies, he wasn't really a household name until Captain America.
That's true.
and
That's true.
and that,
And the character wasn't really, no one really cared about Captain America, honestly, until the Winter Soldier. And then everyone started talking about, oh my gosh, Captain America is awesome. Captain America is cool.
This is where I disagree with you.
uh, yeah,
Now, Captain America, whoever they do cast, will always shine. That's patriotism to its finest. And he actually was. I thought he was perfect for it, but I agree. The second Winter Soldier was the better film, and they pretty much just packed up and shipped away the pretty much all the actors. It wasn't canon in any of the MCU. Um, but we they can do so much because they could have the scrolls. I don't know if the scrolls should be an immediate first villain unless they're going to give us unless the Fantastic Four is going to give us a mashup of villains.
yeah. That would be
Interesting. To just have a mashup full of villains
Yeah,
that that hasn't been introduced in the MCU, that would be awesome. And that would be different from all the other versions of the Fantastic Four. Because like you said, you don't want to see Doctor Doom again. I don't want to see Doctor Doom. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to see Doctor Doom in the first movie. Because again, that would just be repetitive. It's like the Spider-Man thing with the Uncle Ben death and Batman with his parents being killed. Like we've seen that over and over and over
yeah,
again. The new TMNT movie, we've seen the origin of the Turtles over and over and over again. And fans are like, give us something new, and then you can bring in the stuff that we're familiar with.
exactly, exactly.
like that.
And
Yes.
not to mention this Fantastic Four franchise. They're I don't believe they're going to be privileged to be able to slowly progress this storyline. They have a lot of catching up to do
Oh
because with them not being a part of the Civil War and a lot of these battles and these movies that's going on. Mr. Fantastic and a lot of these characters were supposed to be a part of. And Doctor Doom is supposed to have a big part in anything that has to do with Earth and Marvel.
yeah,
Actually, Doctor Doom is really more important than the Fantastic Four.
yeah.
Yeah.
You need,
That's pretty true, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So we're gonna definitely Have to see that. Like Doctor Doom's one of the enemies that they never get. Doctor Doom's got he's like him and Nick Fury's got these drones, and their drones aren't the typical drones that we're accustomed to. They're the AIs of these drones are exact likeness of themselves.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so I
And
can't
whenever
wait.
we get,
And whenever we get Doctor Doom, I hope they do him right because one of Marvel's problems right now is the villains. Like their villains are whack, to be honest with you. Unless if you are a villain like Loki, but even then, I would say even Loki's not really that good of a villain compared to Thanos or Killmonger.
Yeah, that's probably one of Marvel's biggest stripes is their villain development. Um, to be honest with you, the only villain that they had that was popular was Thanos.
oh
DC all a superhero movie is only as good as its villain.
yeah,
So they're gonna have to do Doctor Doom right. They're gonna have to do Doctor Doom right. All these villains correctly. I haven't seen the Ant Man, but I've heard that Kane the Conqueror did very good. Was very good in the Ant Man series, so I probably we could throw that in there too.
yeah. Okay.
King was very good. Jonathan Majors killed it in the role, but my uh, to me, I feel like he wasn't a like a threat at the end of the movie. It's
Mm,
like he got beaten by a bunch of ants.
okay.
Dude, how lame is that? Like seriously.
Yes. That's not very entertaining at all. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna try and close this screen and bring up another screen. If it crashes, I'm just gonna hop back in the stream.
Oh,
Oh, sweet. Okay, it worked that time.
awesome.
Have you seen Paul's video on Jody's corner?
Yes, I did see his response. So, okay, so what's your take on that?
My take is that um my take is this, and that's gonna be very unpopular opinion according to Paul. But I know what Jody was trying to say is that everything like the term woke, we all know what woke really meant back in the day, but now people are just twisting it into their own agendas like, oh, a female is in the movie and she's strong, that's woke. And to me, I'm like, it really uh, I don't know. Like to me, like for example, like the new Mario movie. I personally really loved it. But I know a lot of people don't like the movie and call it woke. And my argument is like, okay, why is it woke? Is it woke because Princess Peach is a girl boss? Like I didn't really see that at
Mhm.
all. Like yes, I do agree she is strong and powerful, but at the same time I'm like at the end of the movie, and this is why I disagree with Paul. Paul's like, oh, she has the biggest D in the movie, and I'm like, not necessarily. Now, when she's not, now it would really piss me off if she was the one to defeat Bowser. That's a conversation that me and you had on the Discord server. Because I'm like, she did defeat Bowser. Mario and Luigi did by using the star that gave them powers. Oh, which by the way, spoiler note for the people who haven't seen the movie. Sorry about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm like, yeah, there's nothing woke in the film at all, really, from what I can tell.
I my disposition, I'm kind of gray in the area more so than black and white about it.
Yeah.
Uh, Well, based off the video games, and I think this is going to be slightly different than a video game. Well, the recent from N64 and up in comparison to Super Nintendo. I've seen Peaches with powers. They, I do agree with Paul when he had mentioned that they to empower her in this particular film, they had dumbed down the Mario Brothers, and they did it immediately. And their explanation with them, the way they explained it is Mario was inexperienced at that particular time, and Peach was already there, and Bowser apparently DK's group and their her island, Peach's island, and Bowser and those Bowser's just moving forefront towards everybody's land and taking over it.
Yeah.
So it was in the sense of well, they wanted to make a better Peach. They probably felt uncomfortable having a traditional Peach, or they could have just naturally wanted a better Peach. But in doing so, they did. I didn't like that they dumbed down the Mario Brothers. But
Okay, that's
Understandable.
yeah, that's yeah.
That
Long
really
story
is.
short, I didn't like that. But if Peach is having powers, I'm not against it.
yeah.
I did. I didn't really like the way that they used Luigi in the film. I'm like, he's a he's a coward throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, I was. I
Well,
was
well until the end, like he says an eye like, "Oh, I'm always brave." I'm like, "No, you're not. I've seen. I spent an hour and a half on this movie. You did. You're a coward."
And
yeah,
My
that was
biggest my biggest flaw with the movie was basically the story. Like it could have been a whole lot better.
yeah. It's they they wanted to use this transition of like I guess this regular realm into this fantasy realm involving whether or not they bump their heads or mushrooms, but
okay, so
The Smoky Cast, and I do understand what you're saying. The Smoky Cast, one of my friends says that whoever that female pilot was in Top Gun Maverick, good movie by the way, she was a good character, no agenda. There just so happened to be a female pilot. She wasn't better than everyone else. She was equal in worth. Yep,
mhm.
I agree.
So that's pretty much my take on what what woke is. That's where I stand on it. I still think that I still think the it's not going to cancel me from watching the Mario franchise. I've got two daughters myself, so these insights and these opinions that I have is stuck in my head. I will never. I just don't feel comfortable. I like empowering my daughters and keeping them confident, but deep down in my mind, I'm just like, you guys just kind of belittle the main character a little bit, a little bit for this film, and with them doing that, critiquing it outside of a child's opinion and perception, Bowser wasn't as tough of a villain to me as he could have been
yeah,
if I was making criticism.
He wasn't tough at all. In fact, I was laughing the entire time. Like Jack Black did a fantastic job, and the whole movie, I was like, "This dude's a simp. This dude is a total simp," and I love to make fun of it because he is. He's a total simp for Princess Peach,
Mhm.
who wants nothing to do with him. So,
I I totally agree with you there. So I mean, that's where they're at with it. I've got another topic for us though, Ty. Unless you got something for us.
no, not really. Let's go to the next topic.
All right, I got it in. I got it down here in the box. Oh, I just have to hit share, or you have to click it in. Yeah, you have to click in my screen.
oh, yeah, my bad. All right. Marvel's
Blade movie adds new Widow production expected to begin soon.
yeah, I do believe that.
Filming this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I guess I mean they've been bringing in and out. They've been bringing different writers in and out of the production of this film. So I guess some directors' egos are being cut, or people getting offended, but they want to make sure the film's done right.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
true.
Is right now Marvel has no movie that is like really good. I'm hoping that Guardians 3 is good, but a lot of people are saying that the movie's too dark, it's too scary. I'm like, you guys always complain about how Marvel doesn't go different. Marvel always has this this childlike formula, and that there's no stakes. And there goes a movie like Guardians 3 or even Eternals that do something different, and yet the audience says, no, that's not the MCU for me. I'm like, okay, I don't understand what you people want.
exactly, Ty. A lot of people don't know that this Marvel MCU it's not candid in storyline, but as far as film, Marvel this Blade original Blade movie with Wesley Snipes sparked the incoming popularity to bring Marvel into film.
Yeah. He
A
went
lot of
to
people
film.
didn't know Blade was a Marvel character at that time. They just thought it was a great movie.
Yeah. See, that,
That's the power of a good film. And like, it could be a superhero movie, but if enough people think it's a good film and not just another superhero movie, then you've done your job. Like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, because again, I love that film so much. That movie was a good movie.
Yes.
Yes, it's a superhero film, it's a comic book movie, whatever, but it's a good film. Same thing with Black Panther. Black Panther, when I saw it, I'm like, I like it because it's a good movie, not because it's a good, not. How can I say this? It's not because it's MCU. It's because it's a good movie. It brings up some heavy topics that even to this day, Black people especially are dealing with.
Oh, most definitely.
Funny enough.
It definitely had perfect timing. Long awaited for an opportunity to have an African American cast for a scientific film, science fiction, special effects, large budget. So I was extremely happy about that. I don't know how much involvement Stanley had with everything, but his envision was of equality and having an understanding of everybody's culture and giving people their opportunity to have platforms. And in particular, he wanted to make sure that the Black Panther was done right. And with him doing so, he went after he knew that it would take an African American to be have the face of his character of his company. So they chose a completely different storyline. The biggest strike is you got to make sure the person that you pick understands the story.
yeah.
So with this Blade franchise, they're going to start recording. This is going to be the last. This is going to be the last. This is projected to be the last film for Phase 5, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't.
But, that's weird. I thought the Thunderbolts were the next one. I don't know. It could be the Thunderbolts or it could be Blade.
Yeah, this
But
one's been delayed till
yeah.
2024 now.
2020.
Oh, so next year.
Yeah. Now, based off my opinion and only my true assumption, I'm guessing that they're having a hard time battling in between that fine line of adult content of the demographic that they want to reach with this Blade film,
Yeah.
and in comparison to its original, you would only want to do better and take it to that next level. And this needs to be Marvel's like horror film.
Yeah.
PG-13 and getting close to PG-13 and staying far from rated R will ruin this franchise.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Like,
Like like I heard from a podcast where they were talking about the MCU, like the people who grew up with it. And it's not the same as it once was. They they took risks. They were they weren't really afraid to go that extra mile.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it seems like everything is watered down to appeal to the newer generation, which isn't a bad thing to do. But you, at the same time, you're kicking out the people who who grew up with it to begin with, the people who were there from the very beginning.
Yeah, the standalone Blade series, I don't think it. You don't. I'm not interested in it being towards for children at all.
Yeah.
And this movie should line up with Morbius also. It can line up with a lot of different characters, especially the spiritual realm that they're also developing in its own entity in this MCU universe with Doctor Strange. I think not to mention they're eyeing a September 24 release. I think it'll be kind of cool if we got closer to Halloween for it.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't really think of too many other films to think of during that time frame. You're gonna get Halloween time, a vampire action movie. We're not in a situation where these vampires are being saturated like it was 12 years ago with the Underworld franchise coming out simultaneously with the Twilight franchise.
Oh,
Man, that franchise was a beast
So
back then.
I'll say I think those franchises were good, but like there's so much. There's like a vampire everywhere.
exactly.
So yeah,
So every year they were
Popping out vampire movie.
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure back then, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's vampire fatigue."
exactly.
I'm sure that was a thing that existed.
just like now.
Corny with the superhero movies.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
agree.
But you
Right. Like Blade needs to be all weighted. It needs to go all out. Like Marvel definitely need a win. They
Yeah,
need a win. And if Garden Street isn't it, then Blade has to be it. That and Deadpool 3, man. I,
yeah.
I'm rooting for Deadpool 3. I hope it's good. I'm happy that it's going to be rated R, but I'm terrified at the same time because, again, this is the MCU, this is Disney. Something that I feel as soon as Fox bought Disney, I was like, oh, please don't. Please don't. I hope,
I,
like, I had feel even back then. So,
I've got a different opinion towards Deadpool. If anybody is an actual fan of Deadpool, there's no rules. There's no assumptions to make. He can do whatever he wants to do. He can laugh at any moment. You could see somebody get decapitated, and he might and slide across the floor, and he might jump on that head and slide across the floor, and riding it like a car and kill somebody.
oh,
And it
crazy.
there's so many moments where he's supposed to die, and he never dies. He's supposed to be a fun guy to watch. He's not supposed to make sense.
exactly.
So that I mean that's my depiction of him. I just my only expectation is for it to get as disgusting and nasty as it's supposed to be.
Oh,
So yeah,
and that,
There was a lot of violence in the last two films,
yeah,
which was
yeah.
fantastic.
That's all I'm looking forward to. Is seeing a lot of violence. That's my highest expectation. Anything else that happened, I'm just going to say, well, it is Deadpool.
yeah, exactly. And then
People are gonna complain when that movie comes out, like, they got the children. I'm like, first of all, you said bring your children to a rated R Deadpool movie. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, that's the safest superhero that you can put a film out on is Deadpool.
yeah,
The only way Deadpool will probably die out is just people getting tired of it. But they have a storyline for Deadpool to interact with everybody in the MCU.
yeah,
Not to
exactly.
mention
And I,
he's got sidekicks, lots of them.
Oh yeah, same here.
I've heard a rumor that his girlfriend might be coming back, and we just got word today that Peter from the second Deadpool
Yeah,
movie
yeah, I saw
is
that.
gonna come back, and I'm like, yes, finally, justice for Peter.
Yeah, I thought that was yeah, justice for Peter. Yeah, exactly. So lot to look forward to. Lots to look forward to. Let me see here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I said this before, and I say it again. And I'll say this in a video of mine too. That I'm a fan of the MCU. I love the MCU, but
Mm,
what they're doing currently, I don't like at all. And
yeah.
it's not me hating on them. It's I don't want them to fail, but I do give harsh criticism. I'm not just some blind Marvel fanboy. I am a fanboy of the MCU, but when they do something wrong, or when they mess up big time, like with Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, or even other films like Captain Marvel, Thor Ragnarok, or even Thor Love and Thunder, it's like I want them to improve. I want them because I know that they can do better.
Yeah, it's I've liked the MCU since they went to Disney. I think one of the reasons why I've gravitated it so much is I watch a lot of breakdown videos in the
Right.
MCUs and the Easter eggs that go on in them. And there's a lot of insinuations that introduce characters into what could be moments that drag me in that explain things without them having to use so much screen time.
Yeah.
So like if anybody is confused about what Marvel's ever going to do, I suggest you guys go online and watch each of the movies Easter eggs in the MCU, even through all the phases, because they really line up with everything.
Oh, yeah. They do.
With a lot of the comic books, they may not say things verbally, but they definitely insinuate things.
Wow.
So let me see here. Got got another one. I got another one. This is going to be a little bit of bad news. Well, I think this was already touched upon. It might have been Upward Ninja about the um
Red Ninja, he's a really cool guy.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of him. I don't know if it was. I'm trying to see if it was Maul or Upward Ninja that said that they got the Star Wars survival game that came out last week.
Yeah, when my friend was playing it, I watched his live stream. So far, the people who have played it said it's really good, and others are like, it's not.
It's not good, but
I don't know. I haven't played it yet, so I
Yeah,
can't really say my opinion.
I haven't played it, but much like a lot of games, when they originally drop, there's like frame rate issues,
oh
bug fixes and maps of that sort. So that's kind of stuff doesn't deter me from playing video games anymore. Especially, I don't believe this video game is an MMO, let alone has any multiplayer options.
yeah, that really sucks.
'Cause especially if you're someone who likes to play multiplayer, like online with friends.
Yeah, yeah. But this game's a standalone campaign video game, so the fixes and bugs are gonna come. But the sad thing is it did not hit as hard as they expected it to off of its drop, and apparently they've discounted it already.
Yeah, that really
Sucks.
I believe this game came out Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I don't think.
That Friday, one of those days.
Yeah, it's
Crazy already. Like that is terrible news.
So we shall see. Shall see what happens upcoming week. Hopefully things pick up from there with that Star Wars franchise. And
definitely Star
Us.
yeah, I I really want Star Wars to make a MMO RPG.
Oh, that would be
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I know it'll be hard to get that server. I don't know what Star Wars' budget is like these days, but we can only imagine there's close to trillions of dollars that could be invested into the franchise. But now I don't know if they're sharing the budget with Marvel or they have their own department or what.
Yeah, exactly. Like, like I know
People like to bring up the fact that that Marvel and Star Wars is dead, mostly Paul, and that's fine. But I'm like, and like you, like on YouTube, I see a lot of people, talk about Star Wars still, and with the new recent Star Wars Jedi survival game, like a lot of people are talking about it. So I'm like, clearly it's the franchises are dead.
Oh yeah, this
Uh,
it's never franchise is gonna die off of Paul's opinion.
what?
oh yeah, true. True. Like Paul would just snap his fingers and bam, the
you know,
franchise is dead.
you know. Um, but I mean, there's gonna be change.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really gonna with these Star Wars franchises. I want to see how this generation feels about these films in like 2 or 3 years because this could be a generational gap of how things are mentally for even the Star Wars films that I watched when I watched them currently, like the Revenge of the Sith. I favor those more than the old school Empire Strikes Back and those films. I don't like any of those older Star Wars films at all.
Oh wow. So you don't.
Like the original Star Wars. That's interesting.
I like the story, but I just don't like watching it because of the technology.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To me,
I was never into Star Wars as a kid. I wanted nothing to do with Star Wars. That wasn't until like the Force Awakens came out, and I was just my mind was so blown. And then my friend introduced me to the originals and then the prequels, and I'm like, Star Wars is Star Wars is pretty good. I understand why not people love it. And then I saw The Last Jedi. I know almost everyone hates that film, and I get it. But with me, I just love it so much. That Wayne Johnson, oh, crackhead Wayne Johnson, as Paul always likes to say. But to me, though, I think he. Now, yes, that film isn't perfect. No movie is. Let's be honest. But to me, I'm like, this movie did something unique and different, even though fans might be pissed off with, how the franchise is supposed to be. And I really respected Ryan Johnson for it. I'm like, wow, this movie is really good. And then you got Rise Skywalker that managed to undo everything. Now, they were trying to please everyone, but they ended up pleasing no one.
Yeah.
The movie pissed off the people who are fans of Star Wars and the people like me who got into Star Wars with the Force Awakens, with the Last Jedi. Just managed to piss everybody off, and they probably pissed off the Reino fans as well by killing off Ben Solo. So hey, no one wins.
Yeah. But
And the fact that they are bringing back Ray, I'm
mm,
not. I'm not of the opinion that Ray. I hate Ray. Like, oh, she's a Mary Sue. Like, I don't believe that she's a Mary Sue. I think she went through challenges in that movie, and yes, it was odd the way that whole character got a little worse and worse by each passing film. But to me, her being a Mary Sue, nah, I don't see it at all. Now compare her to Captain Marvel. Now that's a Mary Sue.
mm.
That's a Mary Sue in its finest. But my whole thing is that bringing back Ray Skywalker, Ray Palpatine, or whatever, was dumb. By the way, they should have made her Ray Palpatine or Ray Skywalker. They could have just left her out of nobody. But this is Disney, whatever. But it, they're bringing back Ray. And my hope is that they do her right. They do Daisy Whitney right because she's a great actress, and I believe with each passing film, her character got worse and worse. And it's not because of the actress. But I think Ho and John Boyega as friend, they really need to bring both of them back and just do them better. You know, give a reason, give the fans a reason to care about these characters. You could do the same thing with Poe as well. Like bring all three of them back and just make a new story with those guys and give a reason to care. You know?
Yeah, yeah. The development can happen. This I think. Well, you've got the actual story that they're developing, and then you've got some people that are really simple minded, and it's hard these days. It's harder to attract a short spanned attention of people these days. So to balance that out with developing the storyline is going to be difficult. Some people are more obsessed about the ships and war and the violence of Star Wars than them talking about their politics.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just they're sitting there anticipating, waiting for a lot of lightsaber actions and fighting.
Oh,
And if they, so with the franchises that's that large, they're never going to get it perfect.
yeah. Oh,
So I don't think there's a way to go in the wrong direction with Star Wars, because even if they give us one bad film, the next film normally executes and delivers what we're supposed to have, because Star Wars will never be canceled.
yeah. I know. It was
A
never.
big cancer. But according to
So
Paul, it's cancer
I,
apparently.
I don't think it deserves to be canceled.
I don't think so.
When it comes, I mean, it's almost like what their films are like. The content in a Star Wars film is almost like watching the first season of a sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you have to watch it over and over again to like and dang near take notes of the content that they have inside of a 2 hour long movie.
Basically.
Yeah. So I mean, that's my take on it. Let me see here. Got one more thing to touch up on.
Yeah. I really
Was I was hoping for Paul to join the stream because yesterday I was like, Paul, I would like to um do a debate stream with you about this whole woke stuff. As partic- particularly on the Princess Peach being a girl boss. Because I know he strongly believes that, and I disagree.
Well, he he's normally asleep around this time. Like, even I don't know if you've noticed, when we stream around this time of the day, he sounds tired. We can't really get much out of him.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know that.
that.
Yeah,
Man, these time zones, man, they can be really confusing.
yeah. He wakes up fairly early every day.
Yeah, yeah.
He wakes up really early every day for his work. So, but so
Speaking
I
of
don't know.
Flask.
Huh?
Speaking of, I was gonna say, speaking of Flask, because I see Flash on now. Do
Hmm.
you think the movie's gonna be good?
Oh, of course I do.
yeah,
We haven't got a Flash movie yet. I
yeah,
can't I can't cancel I can't cancel something that hasn't happened yet.
yeah, that's true.
And this movie's been in the works for a very long time, so
And you mean to tell me I get Michael Keaton as Batman? I get both Batmans in the film also, and we're gonna have some time travel.
Yeah, that is like,
epic, man. Like, wow. I'm going to find I'm going to find a way to like edit the stream that we did, because again, I don't want to get copyrighted, so I'm probably just gonna open it up with me talking at the beginning, and then with me closing it out by saying, "Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video."
Okay. I
So
didn't.
yeah.
Well, we used actual video footage last time because that's how I got flagged for that copyright claim last time we were streaming. But
yeah,
if you could, when you're finished with this stream, leave it up so I can download this to my phone so I can edit it for my page also.
All right. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay. But
Yeah.
this week is Free Comic Book Day week.
It does.
And so right here I've got a list of the comic releases. You said what, Ty?
Everyone knows free stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know I do.
So I got a list of this week's comic book releases, not to mention the comics that will be released on Free Comic Book Day. I'll try and point out some of the.
Not.
I try to point out a lot of the issue ones are popular releases, at least according to me. So there's going to be issue 1 of the Dawn of the Justice League, Shazam. I always try to highlight the issue 1 releases in case if you want to get into something that could potentially be worth something. It's always good to start with issue 1. It's a little bit of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Along with the Free Comic Book Day Dawn of DC Night Terrors issue 1 will also be released. So yeah, that's one of DC's Free Comic Book Day comic books.
But that's awesome. That's sick.
Yeah, we got a Marvel Spiderman Venom 1 for Free Comic Book Day that's going to be dropping. Edge of Spider-Verse issue 1. That's going to be interesting. The T-Rex Spider-Man.
Hey, there's a T-Rex
Spider-Man? Oh
You
my
see that
gosh.
right there? Yeah.
That's so cool.
Carnage has a couple reveals this week for this week also.
Yeah.
Then you have the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Part 2 issue 5 coming out on the 3rd.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I didn't see that show, by the way. Did you see it yet?
Which show?
The Peacemaker, the one with James Gunn.
Oh, yeah, I watched like 1 or 2 episodes of it. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so we're gonna watch that
Tonight, and then after that, I'm gonna rewatch the first Guardians movie.
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. I've heard nothing
but great things about Peacemaker, man.
Yes, some comments. Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis issue 1 Peacemaker. Again, like you had said, Ty, it comes out. Marvel's Voices. This is going to be interesting. Free Comic Book Day.
I see that boy
Miles Morales.
The Cult of Carnage. Misery issue 1. Okay.
That's an interesting
title. The Cult of Carnage.
Yeah. Then we've got Groot issue 1. I don't know much about Groot's origin.
Yeah, same here.
I don't really understand his origin either.
I'm gonna have to do some independent research, as you would say, on him. But with Guardians coming out this week, it would probably be a good idea to grab Groot issue 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So, and then also we're going to have issue 2 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Yojimbo, issue number 2. I'll probably be doing a breakdown of that because I'm covering that comic book. That's what I'm choosing to do. Also on Free Comic Book Day, the Turtles will be dropping a comic book. What was that? Lando, Return of the Jedi. That's pretty cool.
Lando is one of
My
my
favorite characters in Star Wars.
Ranger Academy for y'all Power Rangers fans. It will have a comic book for Comic Book Day.
yeah, I see that.
I have a comic book called I Am Stan.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
it's a biography of the legend.
Yeah. Also, I'm seeing that
Disney Plus, I think it's a documentary or something.
Hmm.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
what platform?
yeah, Disney
Plus.
Oh, you said okay, okay. I'm gonna check
yeah,
it out.
Stanley, and I think they're doing like a tribute or something.
He deserves it.
and the man,
Definitely
Yeah.
deserves it.
like the
It
guy,
is amazing.
like without him,
And without Spider-Man, I'm talking about the 2002 movie, because that's the movie that introduced me to Spider-Man and Stan Lee in general. So like like those two,
I've been
I
a
pay respects because my God, Stan Lee did fantastic with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man still resonates with me today as well as a lot of other people. You know, it's not just you don't have to be a kid to relate to Spider-Man. You could be an adult like us
Mm-hmm.
who relate to Spider-Man. I don't know if they did old man Spider-Man, but I'm pretty sure old people can relate to Spider-Man as well, and like all of us can. And that's the genius that Stanley brought. Like Spider-Man is very relatable, even though he has powers.
Yes, Spider-Man. So I guess you would call Spider-Man his baby. A lot of times with him, between him and Feige, they were trying to go outside of, I guess you'll call it exploitations of like simple gangsters being villains, and they're just running out of and not being too stereotypical of the characters that they are using. And one of the directions actually they decided to use was the Bible, and
yeah,
then in multiple different religions also.
wow,
So a lot of the characters and heroes and entities derive from religious books.
wow, and that I did
I
not.
know that's interesting.
Hmm.
That's so cool.
But yeah, that's our comic book release day, and also the comics that will be released for Free Comic Book Day. I hope that you all end up going to your local comic book shop and getting some free stuff.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I'm definitely gonna go probably this weekend because like I've never stepped foot I never stepped foot to in a comic book store like
Really?
ever. Yeah. Like I never have. Like I'll show you one of the comic books that I have if I can find it. Um here it is. I got this. I got this off of Amazon. I'm currently reading it. It's Secret Wars.
Nice. That's gonna be a good grab.
Yeah, really.
Good grab. It's really good. And I know Marvel Studios likes to use elements from the comic book, so I know for a fact that this is not gonna be a straight up act. This is not gonna be a straight up one for one shot of the comic book.
Mhm.
And I know for a fact too that a lot of these characters are not gonna be in Secret Wars, but
Again,
and just I'm excited for the future of the MCU. I'm gonna be that person that's gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I do see a future of the MCU. I see a future with Star Wars, and I see a future with DC with James Gunn. I do see a future in it, even though that lineup that he presented was
Yeah.
not the best lineup. But I am curious for Booster Gold and Batman.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, a lot of people are unaware of the characters that they have. I mean, we have to also respect. I guess we got it from here. Calm down. We got to respect that mentally people have been introduced to too much. Some people actually think that DC is copying everything that Marvel's doing.
That was my mindset for a bit.
So,
yeah, what's up? Movie talk.
but I'm about to hop out of here, Ty. I got to walk my dog.
Yeah, I can hear the dog barking in the background.
Yep. All right, man. Always a pleasure, bro.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, my dude.
And this video be on your, will probably be it'll be on your channel for me to download.
Yeah, it'll be on my channel as soon as I am done with this live stream.
All right, thank you. Have a good one, bro.
You too. Have a good night, man.